to Lighthouse Tarot. This will be a general mixed love reading for all signs. So if you're here, hello and welcome. We're going to start by shuffling, but we're going to do the past, present, future, wants, needs, and overall outcome. So give or take. And we'll see if there's any jumpers and anything else that wants to come out. Why do we feel like... Okay, so for the past, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, which is exclaiming your devotion to your hard work, where you're trying to balance work and your life in order to create that sustainable living for yourself. And that is what you're working towards in the past. A lot of hard work, foundation there. In the present, we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, it's balancing through your communication. So, but what you're doing is you're moving away from your problems, you're creating resolutions to these problems. In order to do that, you're being mindful of which route you should take in order to build upon that responsibility. So something you are transitioning to create, to resolve this problem that you were facing, possibly even with work life, or trying to find that perseverance. Not saying you didn't have the perseverance, more so that you need. And you're being overly careful, but you know that this work-life balance that you have figured out is going to lead into that problem solving, that deeper thinking. It would also allow you to avoid burnout. And so you are reckoning with this, and that's exactly what the Judgment is saying here for your future. So Judgment is Pluto. It's representative as well of Scorpio. This is more of like you're awakening to it. You're trying to find that perfect balance, that equilibrium to take care of what you need to take care of. And then in your wands, you have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is that emotional sustainability that you need. And so you're wise enough to know when to include your emotion. Some problems do require understanding that empathy, that emotional capability, that emotional logic. Not every time, so you know when to decipher, and that's what that King of Cups is saying here. You do have fire and water energy, and it's interesting, we just got off water here, and it continues with the King of Cups, also on water. So anyway, and then leading into that, as you're working on yourself, this is exactly what you're doing. You're working on yourself. And while you're working on yourself and what you can, your emotional capability, you find someone. And that's what you're feeling. This is like your need. What you need right now is the feel of love. There's love all around you. Things that you have. Things that you've acquired, you've attained, that unionship, that bond, even with others in your life, that motivates you, that keeps you going. And for the overall outcome, we have the Ace of Wands, which is even pushing you more to take action on those ideas. So that's what you're pursuing. You're just pursuing your own self right now. But you know that by taking care of yourself, you will be able to be that king. Like in the courtship, you'll be able to be that king, to garner that strength, that reclamation of power, as long as you adopt that balance. Because at the end of the day, there has to be that balance to be able to make that decision, that dedicated decision, that devotion. And that even works in your love life. Numbered cards, since we have the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords, those are the only ones in the spread. You come out with 5, which is exactly, again, the strength of this card. Even though this is not a numbered card, but it is the strength of. It's the only one that's relevant. So regaining your control over your life, which will make you feel a little bit better. And more room for yourself. It will inspire you even more creatively because you're not dealing with that burnout. Yeah, it's great that you have all this work and you feel happy about it. However, you need to know that having all this work can lead to burnout. And now you have another problem to solve, burnout. So if you create this balance, which is what you're reckoning with, and you're supporting yourself, you're being kind to yourself, gentle, you're gonna see that in the lovers, that love be easily attainable because you will attract it since you are well balanced, well rounded. And then we lead into the Ace of Cups. Now you do the unnumbered cards, right, which is the Judgment, very strong card. It is a planet card. You go from the Judgment, the King of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands. Again, 14. 5. It's 14, yeah. Which is 5. Again, number 5. All leads to the King of Cups. So you always need to support yourself before you can support others. I mean, they even say this in a various amount of things. How can you support someone in a time of need when you yourself are going through it? Yeah, you can be well balanced, but you probably can't give 100% of your emotional capacity because you are also going through your own emotions and learning as well. And that's what that Pluto card is also saying, that end needs to start for something to begin, and that is that balance, which is creating that wisdom, and it will allow for that craftiness that you are attaining. Look at the top of the deck. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So you know that you want to lead into a family. You know that's something that you want. You know eventually you want a family. So, and you know that in order to do that, you have to develop this craft. You have to build your skill set through all the changes that come your way. You know, with another problem comes to figure out another resolution. And so now we have at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So a very fortuitous card here. Everything in divine timing. So now we have Jupiter. So we have Pluto, we have Jupiter. But it's like you will find happiness in this. Just taking care of yourself, one step at a time, one day at a time, one movement at a time. You're going to see that things are shifting. You are wedged. You are touching to, I mean, it's bookmarked with 2 10s. Yes, the 10 of Pentacles touching more Pentacles. So in the end, everything you're leading to is going to be very fortuitous. You're going to have the family that you want. Everything you worked for is going to be there. You're going to grasp it. going to be into fruition for you. And you have the wisdom because of everything that you've learned about these challenges and adversities, which you but again, it's interesting as well because now we have the Judgment touching so like the end of a cycle. And we have a cycle here. It's spinning, right? It's that idea that divine timing is now are shifting. Tables are turning in your luck, and you're feeling your in chance. You're gonna feel even at love, even in just karmic happiness, really. Like it's your turn to feel that way, and that's really awesome. We do have another fire card. Very fire oriented. You're going to see a lot of love, a lot of happiness, a lot of success, as long as you keep just supporting yourself right now. That's mainly what this is about. You need to support yourself. You got you to worry about, and it will lead into this fortuitous happiness. And speaking of fortuitous, I mean, Wheel of Fortune, your change, your cycle, it's appearing to be your destiny. We are wedged between tens. We have Ace of Wands, so 1, 1, 1. So you may feel a high tide in your emotion right now too. I mean, it's a lot of ebbs and flows because of the current, but it's leading into calm waters. It is going to take patience. The King of Cups is literally on, almost looks like murky waters, but he's calm, right? He also even has the yellow, he has the blue, so his solar plexus, his heart, his throat chakra, solar plexus, all show that he is calm in his communication. He is direct and he's forward, but he keeps the peace. All right, so keep the peace with yourself. We do have the 2 6s across from each other. So hopefully this reading resonates with you and continues to resonate with all of you. Yeah. All right, I'll see you in the next reading. Thanks. Bye.